Testing, testing. Hello, hello, hello. Hey, everybody. My name is Aaron, and this is the first episode of a podcast that I just started today. And I don't have a name for it yet, but hopefully I'll think of one soon. Today's episode, I wanted to just talk about taking action because that's what I'm doing. I decided to start this today. It is January 1st of 2024, so it's the first day of a new year, and it seemed like a great time to start something. And it's something I've been thinking about for a little while. A couple of my friends have started doing podcasts, and it felt right. I thought that if I just sit around and think about it, and I'm never going to start. So I just got to take action, even though I don't know what I'm doing. Here I am starting, so let's just dive into it. I'm assuming this podcast is just going to turn into something. It's going to take on a life of its own. I eventually want to get like a video and also interview people and just, have conversations versus just me talking. But again, if I didn't start somewhere, then it's just not going to happen. So it's very important to just start something, and that's what I got inspired to do today. I think I've spent a lot of time in the past doing inner work, like self-reflection, meditation, self-inquiry, and some, spiritual things. And it's been great. I've done a lot of being alone and doing the inner work so that I could sort of figure things out. But I think now is more of a time to take action and manifest and do things versus, thinking or meditating or wanting. It's time to take action and just start doing something. So I encourage everyone out there who might be listening to this to just start doing something, because you want to get into a creative mindset if you want to manifest wealth or anything, relationships, just have more fun in life. You have to sometimes take a leap and just start doing something versus taking in. So sometimes we sit around, myself especially, I sit around and watch YouTube videos or just consume information or entertainment and watch things, listen to things, but I never did a lot of taking action or doing things myself. So it always felt like there was more that I needed before I could, take that leap and do something out of my comfort zone, I guess. But here recently, I have been doing more of that. I mean, I've been traveling more. I've been living more the way I want to versus, the way we're expected to live, the way maybe I was raised to live. And it feels so freeing when you can do what you want to do and you give yourself permission to express yourself authentically. And so, yeah, just do it. Just start living more the way you want to. If you want to do something but you're not sure about it and it makes you uncomfortable, then just step into that step into that discomfort and take the leap. And it feels so much better afterwards once you do it, because you realize the only thing holding you back was your own fear. But it's so easy to just get past that once you take some action. And so, since it is the first day of the new year, I think that what I'm going to do and what I encourage anyone else to do would be to take action. Do one thing every day that is new or makes you slightly uncomfortable or pushes you past what you're doing now or where you are now. So for me, obviously, it's just getting on a microphone and talking and expressing myself through words and just being in the moment, saying whatever comes up. I wrote a few things down, but honestly, I'm just kind of saying whatever pops up. So today is a great day to start whatever it is. Maybe you want to expand your social circles. So go out and just say hi to a stranger. Maybe you're just passing them walking, or maybe they're in a store or somewhere, a coffee shop, whatever, and they're just sitting there. Just go say hey, and maybe like start up a small conversation. It doesn't have to be about anything. It can be, just ask them how they're doing, but like mean it, really try to like see if they're having a good day, see if they want to talk about anything. And usually people, at first, they might seem a little off put because they're not used to it, but people love that kind of stuff. I know, like, I go to the dog park a lot, and I've met a lot of friends. I've made a lot of friends at the dog park. I think having a dog and coming there for a common purpose really helps you. It's like a good icebreaker. It's something you both have in common. You both obviously love dogs. You love your dogs enough to come to the park while they play. But yeah, get out there and just do one thing that is going to maybe better your life, or at the very least, gives you a reason to express yourself. So you may not know like what the purpose, like I don't really know what the purpose of this podcast is, like if it's actually what's going to come out of it, but it's something not only that I wanted to do, but it just seems like I'm expressing myself versus maybe sitting on the couch this time right now and just wondering what to do, or thinking about what can I watch, whatever it is. And yeah, I'm going to challenge myself every single day to try to do something new. So another example of things that I think can really transform your life from within is, stepping into discomfort. So I think probably tomorrow I'm going to start taking cold showers. I've done this before, and it's uncomfortable, but you always feel so amazing afterwards. And obviously, if you research the health benefits, there's so many reasons why doing cold showers is beneficial for you. But yeah, I think that that's the main thing, is to just try to create the life you want. And that usually doesn't come around by just sitting around and wanting things to be different. So I'm really just preaching to myself right now. I want to take action instead of just wanting things to be different. And so this is like the start of that. And if one person hears this and like it makes them want to start doing something, that's pretty cool, I guess. Because it almost feels like I'm just on here venting and expressing myself and talking, and I kind of forget that someone's even going to listen to this if they do. But I haven't decided if I'm going to do one every day or if I'm just going to do one a couple times a week. But for now, yeah, we'll see. What else do I want to talk about? Eventually, I want to talk more about some of these things. Gratitude, living authentically, manifesting, freedom, transformation from within, creating, stepping into tension, discomfort. These are some stuff I've already talked about. Let's see. Yeah, I just think this thing is going to take on a life of its own. So, like I said, I might add video soon. As soon as I figure out the setup, I'll have probably just my friends, maybe who are interested in the same type of stuff, like self improvement, self growth, transformation, living authentically, creating the life that you want to live. I'll have people with similar mindsets, and I might have people with like opposing mindsets and opposing views on here too. That could be interesting. And yeah, today is going to be short, I think, because I just wanted to introduce this podcast. I just wanted to get it started, and I think as it goes on, I'll figure out a little bit more structure and hopefully make it more interesting. And yeah, but for now, I think that I'm just glad to have taken action. I hope that everyone else is having a great start to the year, or just whenever you listen to this. It's never a bad, like, it doesn't have to be the first day of the year for you to get started on something. This is just what I wanted to do today. But yeah, I hope someone can just realize that it's just as important to take action and just do something as it is to take in information and, think about things or be entertained or watch things. I think both are important. It's important to take a step back, relax, and just enjoy yourself. Be grateful for what you already have. And it's just as important to take a step into the unknown. And if you want your life to be different, if you want something new or something to improve, it's important to be grateful for what you already have and realize that it's possible that what you already have now is something that you wanted a long time ago, and then you kind of just forgot that, oh yeah, I used to want this so bad, and if I knew I got it, I would be so happy and so grateful for it. And then after a certain amount of time, that sort of wears off, and you have to remind yourself, oh wait, I'm living now like some of the things that I used to dream about. And you're also going to keep manifesting and keep dreaming about new things, because it's just sort of, I think, in our human nature to like want a better life and want more. And taking action is a huge step in that, because it's so hard to get somewhere else if you don't, take that action and step into the unknown. Once you can step into the unknown becomes a little more comfortable, a little familiar, and you start to shift. And that's sort of, that's where, these are things that I think most of us know, and it's kind of obvious, but it's where I'm at right now in my journey, is taking that first step so that I can shift into a slightly more expressive life. I guess you could say better, you could say more abundant, just different. And it just felt right for me. And if it feels right for anyone else, like I said before, I encourage all of us this year to just do one thing every day that pushes us. It's probably not going to be the easiest thing when you first think of it. Maybe it's maybe you see a guy or a girl that you are attracted to, and you want to know them better, or you want to just talk to them, it's not usually, for a lot of us, easy or comfortable to take that step and go talk to them. But that's what this is about, is taking that step, even though it isn't what you maybe normally would do. Today's the day. Every single day, do one thing like that. And if you start now, especially at the beginning of a year, and you look back and you do that every single day for a year, your life will be so different for the better. It's crazy. Like I've done things here and there. Usually I don't consciously every single day try to do something new or something uncomfortable, but I've been through periods where I get on little kicks of starting something like that. And over time, I mean, you look at years go by and you're like, wow, I've done so many things that I never would have done if I didn't start those little, those things where I forced myself to do something. But yeah, it's important to just do one thing. For me, I'm going to do one thing every day. So if you want to do that with me, that's awesome. Well, I am, I guess that's all it's going to be today. Just a conversation. I hope that it wasn't like just me rambling on and not making any sense. But I think I'll get a better idea of how to structure these things as time goes on. And even just thinking right now, thinking about putting this out for people to listen to, like especially people that I know or people that might judge it, it's a weird feeling. Like I don't like that feeling, but I know it's every single person who's ever started doing something like this has that feeling, and they had to just ignore it, I guess. They just had to overcome it in some way, and that's probably best to just ignore it and realize that it's human nature not to want to be judged or like rejected for putting yourself out there. But if you don't ever start, you're never going to get good. That's another good point that I've thought about a lot, is like, I think all of us have this idea of where we want to be in a lot of areas of our life. But I mean, if you don't like take that first step, that the ugly part, the part where you like suck at something, you're never going to get to the part where you're like good at something. The part that, you know, someone looks at and is like, oh wow, that's really good. How did you get there? You're like, well, I started off very ugly, very slowly. It's kind of like I used to play guitar all the time. And when I started off, I know it sounded horribly. And there was probably months where like my roommates or people listening to me were just kind of cringing because I was practicing and it didn't sound great. But like, you know, years go by and you can play a song and people are impressed. It's the same thing with anything. You have to get through the periods of just it not being good in order for it to actually be good. But it's never going to be good until you take that first step. So here I am. Here we are, 2024. Let's go.